Hey, good morning. BJ and Joe, although Joe's ahead of me, she doesn't check her mirrors very often. We're on the Templeton Gap Trail at the moment. The rough old asphalt part. We got a bridge to cross over here that's a bit on the mean side as far as the the transition from the trail to the bridge is really a booger, and it's got lots of big holes in it, and this bridge here crosses over Fountain Creek. Today we're on an errand run. For some reason, the Walgreens drugstore that's close to us within easy walking distance can't seem to get a hold of Joe's testing strips that she needs for her diabetes monitor. So we have to go way up north to Centennial Boulevard and Garden of the Gods Road. Howdy. And now we're on the Pikes Peak Greenway Trail. It's going to be a real quick switch here. We're going to go from the Templeton Gap to the Pikes Peak Greenway to the Sinton Trail. Very quickly, like. But yeah, we're supposed to come tomorrow afternoon. We're supposed to get a pretty good chance at a shot of at least 2 to 4 inches of snow. So all right, so now we're on the Sinton Trail, although I just realized we may run into a problem because they may have this closed up ahead, so we'll just have to go see. And if we do, we'll have to turn back around. Okay, I'm going to drop my gears here because we got this bit of an incline on this side to get up. Goes right by Douglas Creek here. Okay, big old beaver dam over there. Try to get it up here where you can see it. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, we're really going uphill. Got the old railroad bridge there. Not too bad unless there's a big train going over it, and then it can be kind of spooky almost. But yeah, this is the trail we use to get up to our recumbent shop, Angletech, www.cycledifferent.com, here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Got to plug them. Great people. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have recumbent trikes, because on our meager Social Security retirement income, we can't afford new ones. Not unless they're just like the bottom liners, which nothing wrong with those. We've had a lot of bottom line trikes in our day, and they turned out to be pretty good, But what they let us do is because they refurbish and they sell used. So not a lot, but they do. And it gave us a chance to get a higher grade of trike. Like right now we're on ICEs, inspired cycle engineering trikes. It's a big step above our It's a big step above our old used Terra trikes, and especially the go ahead, babe. The Sun trikes that I had. Joe never had to ride a Sun trike. We did have a couple of Sun recumbent bicycles back in 2011, but although they worked okay for me, they didn't fit the style of the frame. They went from the old ladder frame to the new X frame, and the X frame wasn't letting wasn't letting the seat come far enough forward for Joe, being that she's quite short, you know. So it just never worked out good for her. So we ended up selling those. Well, actually, I ended up going to the next step up, which is the Sun Easy Sport recumbent bicycle, and we picked up Joe, you know, back to a regular diamond frame bicycle, and then so we still had the you know, the easy one left, and then my easy tour. So we sold both of those, and we got into a very unique diamond frame tandem made by Trek. Just a recreational level tandem, but we really enjoyed being on a tandem, you know, being a tandem couple. But with a diamond frame tandem, the captain, you know, which would be me, the front seater, when you get to a stop, you have to hold not only yourself up, but the heavier tandem and your back seater. And with my rotten knees, it just wasn't going to work. So here's where we get to find out if we have to turn around. If we have to turn around, we got a long ways to go. Of course, we could just go to the end of Sinton Road, which isn't the best, but yeah, they're rebuilding bridges and stuff over here, so we'll have to see if we can sneak by or if it's impossible. We don't know. We won't know until we look. Yeah, I think we can get by here today. They don't have the side covered yet, so we're in pretty good shape. Like I said, they're digging out, they're widening these, that's I-25 above us, and they're widening this part of it, so we're sneaking through here today. I need to remember that it's probably not a smart, there is another way we can go up to Angle Tech, although it's a lot harder, but I'll have to remind myself we kind of need to go that way from now on. Although today we're not going to Angle Tech, like I said, we're going up to the Walgreens at Garden of the Gods and Centennial, and this is at Elliston and Chestnut Street. Like I said, we're on the Sinton Trail. They've got a stop sign, dear, so go. You'll be waiting all day if you don't. No, I mean, you know, Joe's a very cautious rider, and nothing wrong with that at all. But, boy, when they got stop signs, you pretty much got to go. Because, man, these people will just leave you hanging forever. They will. They'll just, you know, they don't really care if you get across or not. Yeah, they've got this dirt trail blocked up, but we don't ever use that anyway. We don't think much of it. You know, it's not only dirt, but it's like big chunky gravel, you know, and that makes it really tough. Okay, it's going to get real bumpy here, folks. We got big bumps coming up. You know they're big bumps when they mark them in yellow. Yeah, so this is the older part of the Sinton Trail. This is another one of those trails where, you know, they did a part of it, but they don't finish, you know. I really wish a city would take one trail, just one trail, and finish that trail, you know. I mean, totally finish that trail. Morning. Yeah, even them big-wheeled bicycles bumped quite a bit on those bumps, but they don't have any suspension, so that's why. We have rear suspension, but it's a pretty what do you call it? You know, it's not a real heavy-duty rear suspension. It's only a single elastomer, and so it's not like you've got you know, like a full gas nitrogen shock on the back, you know, with rebound and you know, and all the adjustments. So, but it helps. But the front ends are solid, so we don't have front suspension. So those big bumps, boy, you can really feel those things on these trikes. Yeah, sadly, full suspension trikes are just pretty much out of our budget. And you know, it's kind of funny, they don't seem, you know, they don't seem to come up for sale very often, you know, like used. Every once in a while, but they still want, you know, $5,000–6,000 for them, you know. That's totally out of Joe, and I can't do that. I mean, you know, Joe's bike was $2,200, and that, you know, that's because it already had e-assist on it, just the rear hub e-assist, but still had e-assist on it. So, you know, at $2,900 or $2,200, I'm sorry, that's a great price. That's why we went out and got a loan with our fantastic Inc. credit union here in town. That's the one thing I really would hate if we had to move, if we moved, because man, Inc. credit union's been really good to us, and I'd sure hate to lose them. I may try to keep some money in them anyway, even if we do. We've kind of been, I won't say seriously thinking, but kind of musing about the idea of, you know, we don't have much income. Our Social Security retirement, you know, we don't have disability or anything. And between the two of us, we make just enough too much money to be able to get, you know, stuff like, you know, food stamps and that type of thing. And neither one of our medical conditions are considered bad enough for, you know, SSD, you know, Social Security disability. So, so we have this meager amount of money. But the one nice thing about being retired on Social Security is that you can, you know, if you decide you need to move, because like for us, I mean, I hate to, because I'm a native and Joe's almost. Their family's been here since '65, but Colorado Springs is just getting so expensive that it's just pricing us right out of our income, you know. We had a $110 a month rent increase in November, and I mean to tell you, that's about killing us. But where we were thinking about going was, we were trying to find a little town in Ohio on one of the major trails, you know, because they've got, I mean, one thing about Ohio, they have a killer trail network. I mean, they have like 300 or 400 miles of continuous trails, you know, that all run into each other. And theirs are unique because, you know, they have little towns all the way up and down them. So, you know, we were thinking, hey, you know, because our income is pretty mobile, not hooked to a job, we could move to one of these little towns and you know, then we'd have 350 miles of trail to ride on. And you know, if we got a little town, it probably wouldn't be at least as expensive as Colorado Springs, because Colorado Springs has now become a metropolitan city. Okay, it is. It's a metropolitan city. It has a lot to offer. It's in an absolutely beautiful area. We will miss our mountains, I guarantee you. But it just comes down to the fact that economics is really starting to smack us real hard. So we're going to look at the idea of maybe doing that. But sadly, they don't have credit unions out that far, you know, for us, out that far east. I know technically Ohio's in the Midwest, but when you live in Colorado, you know, Kansas is east. So, you know, anything east of Colorado Springs is east, you know. All the little towns out on the... Because the problem with the little towns here in Colorado is they're not hooked to any bicycle infrastructure whatsoever. None. Zero. You know, I mean, absolute zero. Best we could do is, you know, try to find some quieter country roads to ride on if possible, you know. But, you know, we don't want to go quite that down, because those are like little farm villages. And they do have some of the towns are actually a little bigger, like Rocky Ford and Fowler, but they're not quite big enough. And like I said, they have no bicycle infrastructure whatsoever. And I guarantee you, we'd be the only ones there with a recumbent trike. So if we needed to have it fixed, we couldn't get it fixed unless we rented a truck and brought them all the way back here to Colorado Springs. Because there's very few recumbent dealers in Colorado. You know, we have, you know, the best one on the planet as far as I'm concerned, here in Colorado Springs with Angletech. But there's two up in Denver area. But they're almost kind of like part-time. You know, you have to make an appointment with them. And, you know, go in and do stuff, you know. You know, I mean, even to see a trike, you know. So that's not really cool. And I don't know, I'm sure someplace in Ohio, along one of those trails, there's a trike dealership. So just gonna have to do some research, find out. I mean, I gotta be honest with you, you know, at 68 and 69 years old, the idea of doing a cross-country move is not real, not something we relish at all, okay? Period. It would be strictly because of necessity. But yeah. Okay, when I get up to the little sidewalk here, because we're not going to Angletech, so we won't be going under Centennial Boulevard, under the tunnel. I'm going to go ahead and shut it off, because up here it's just boring street. You know, it's either the extra wide sidewalk or they do have a bike lane up this part of Centennial. But Centennial has quite a bit of traffic. So, yeah, we will get back to you. We're going to be taking this trail right back and then heading to heading north on the Pikes Peak Greenway. There's the tunnel, that little tiny tunnel. It's such a tiny thing. But they fixed the lights in there and that really helps. Alright, so we are going to say goodbye for now. And yeah, we'll get back to you. Alright. Okay, well, we're back. We're now on the Pikes Peak Greenway. And we're heading up to the Colorado University Village. No, the University Village of Colorado Shopping Center. There we go, yeah. Quite a mouthful for a shopping center. To Panera Bread to get us. Today we're getting a hot tea instead of an iced tea, because It's a bit nippy out here. But like I said, Joe has to have those test strips for her diabetes monitoring machine. So we had to go, because it's either that or jump on a bus. And it's not real easy to get a bus up to that part of from where we live. We basically, either way, you pretty much have to walk almost a mile to the bus stop for either the number 2 bus or the number 14 bus. Nothing close, and nothing else really hooks up. Now I guess we could walk over and pick up the 17 and take the 17 up to Centennial and Fillmore, and then catch the 2 or the 14 there. But I don't know if those things are compatible at all as far as timing goes, because our buses, that's the one bad thing about our bus system here. Boy, you can catch one bus, but then you may have to wait 45 minutes to an hour for the next bus to get you on your next leg. Yeah, it's not a good service. It's better than nothing, way better than no buses at all, but in the long run, he's not so good. Yeah, we're howdy, going right by Fountain Creek here. This the Pikes Peak Greenway through Colorado Springs pretty much follows the Fountain Creek. But yeah, like I said, by tomorrow afternoon, we're supposed to have a pretty good chance of like 2 to 4 inches of snow. Howdy. Between Thursday afternoon into Friday morning. So this will be the first ride, the first real ride. We did do a food run yesterday. You know, we hooked up our utility trailer and went food shopping with what little money we have left this time of the month, because it can be anywhere between 5 and 6 weeks between our Social Security retirement income paydays. It's not every month like a lot of people think it is. Yeah, the fat tired mountain bikes are very popular here. Yeah, the homeless over here. And they sure make a mess of everything. You know, I wouldn't mind if they just didn't make so much of a mess, because it really is a mess. I got to gear down here because we got to get up this incline, and I'm not going very fast, so a little back view here. Yeah, sorry if it kind of jolts. It's just that I have a handheld camera. Well, I have a handheld selfie stick for my camera, I should say, and it's a selfie stick tripod. And but I really like it because it's smaller than the gun-handled type camera hand holder I had before, and I can actually fit it into my sidebar bag and zip it up all the way, so that's pretty nice. All right, well, we're gonna be heading up here. Got gloves on today, so I can't turn the camera as smoothly as I normally do, although it might not be as noisy. We're up to the Pikeview Reservoir, which we've shown you guys several times. It's pretty much iced over, but you wouldn't want to step on it. Looks like you can go right through pretty easy. Okay, Joe, we're good. Down there's Fountain Creek. switch hands again so I can gear up. Yeah. You know, that's a bicycle. Gear up, gear down, gear up, gear down. Howdy. And that guy, he rides every day, and he always has music. He must have one of those and them little Bluetooth speaker things on his bike somewhere, but he always has music. But yeah, you can see it's pretty cold today. Well, the temperature is only supposed to hit you know, like 43 to 45, and then on top of that you've got oh, probably a 6 to 10, probably a 10 mile an hour breeze. Howdy. Which means you're only really getting you know, it makes it about high 30s to very low 40s. And right here you can really feel that wind. I don't know if you can see Joe's flag strips are really moving around there. Low view here. That's the one thing it's one thing I really like about the you got a blind corner here. You gotta be a little careful. This is real bumpy. It just concrete goes up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. Oh man. Howdy. But yeah, like I said, some of these spots are really nice. You can really see the creek, you know. Some poor little kid lost their little toy, you know. That's a shame. Looks like he's in pretty good shape. There's just enough water where you can't quite get to it, and it would be extremely cold today. Yeah, sadly, you know, it's an urban area creek, so you know, there's trash in it. I think there's some old, you know, the frame of an old plastic dresser. There's an old tire. It's a real shame. There's another tire. Yeah. I don't know why they just don't clean it. I get it. Yeah, somebody threw their, you know, it looks like the strap gave up on them. I don't want to put it over there. I'm going to put it over here. There we go. Yeah, it's a real shame people got to pollute the creek. Yeah, because Fountain Creek does a lot of water for a lot of people, actually. You've got some little farmers down south of Colorado Springs towards Pueblo, you know, that kind of rely on Fountain Creek, you know, and these lazy turkeys, you know, putting junk in it, you know, which is, you know, not good. But it's a very nice day. We got beautiful blue skies and hardly any clouds whatsoever. So I mean, you know, I mean, it's a nice day. It's just quite chilly. Another bridge over Fountain Creek here. Yeah, like I said, the Pikes Peak Greenway, I used to think it was made up of 3 trails, but I'm beginning to find out that it may be wrong. It may be the Pikes Peak Greenway only through Colorado Springs, but because it's a Fountain Regional Trail going south into Fountain. Little guy on a scooter there. All right. And this is where the shopping center is on the other side of that wall up the hill there. So it's very convenient, you know, very convenient. Bit of an incline here. Yeah, I know our videos aren't as cool as a lot of the big timers like Ryan Doozer and Sylvia Hepburn, you know, the turtle lady is, you know, because her trike's name is Myrtle the Turtle. My trike's name is Scrappy, because it's just kind of a scrappy old trike. It has a scrappy attitude. And Joe's trike is called Brit, because it's a Trice T, and it's made in Britain, so she calls hers Brit. And then of course Joe has her wingman on the back. That's Stuart back there. But like I said, it's a very pretty day. I mean, it really is. It's just a bit on the chilly side. Well, we thought we'd take this, you know, chance to, before we get snowed in for a bit, because it could be quite a few days before we actually, how you doing? Because we've got this snowstorm coming in tomorrow afternoon, you know, overnight into Friday morning, and then we got a couple of days that are going to be quite chilly but sunny, but probably not enough to really do much melting if we get 4 inches of snow. 2 inches it might be able to melt off, but 4 inches it won't be able to. And the problem is that we've got right behind it, we've got an even meaner looking cold front coming in that, at least according to the weather people, looks like it could be a very large snow producer. I had to stop and shift gears there because we're going up another incline. Hello? This is a big old long one here. It's like a 3-stager. We were up to 11.5, back down to 6, going back up according to the grade meter on my XOSS bike computer. I don't know how you pronounce it. I pronounce it cross, but I don't know if that's how they pronounce it. It's one of those GPS ones with the internal battery. I really do like it, except for mine has a firmware problem in that it will do all of the, you know, the distance, the time, everything, the calories. It'll do it all in imperial, you know. But for some reason, go ahead, Joe. For some reason, which they can't even figure out, the firmware is not letting, my elevation is still in meters. Right now it's reading 1,897 meters. And it has to be meters because we're in Colorado Springs. We start at a little over 6,000 feet. It's like 6,012, I believe. So, and Joe's reads feet, you know. She has the cheaper version. Mine's also a GPS, which I don't know how to use. I don't really need it for our type of riding, you know. Most of our riding is just either transportational or area recreational. So it's not like I really need a GPS. If we when Joe wins the lotto and we can either buy ourselves a toy hauler RV or at least a van, a cargo van, so we could go places, or you know, hey, you know, at least if Joe won her lotto, we'd might be able to afford to rent a truck or a van and be able to go places. Either way, something. Then the GPS would be really important, but I don't use it, and it'll probably never get used. But I really do like the computer side of mine better than hers. Mine seems to be more accurate, and everything works easier. Hers takes forever for the GPS to hook up, you know, to actually link in. Mine actually counts down 3, 2, 1, boom. GPS is linked in, you know. So eventually I'm going to get Joe one like mine. And I mean, you know, these are these are USB chargeable, so they got the built-in battery, so when it's dead, it's dead. I don't know how long it'll last, but I really like it. It's a lot easier than, you know, the old, I mean, my cat eye, I still have a cat eye bike computer that I've had for maybe 20, 25 years now. Howdy. And I mean, it still works. You throw batteries in it, and you know, in both the sensor and the computer, and bing, it works. But it's such a pain to set up, and you know, if the mounts, the speedometer mount, computer mounts for the sensor on our trikes are pretty weird. You know, they're just not real, not in a real good place, and they get very, you know, because of the bumps. You know, we don't have suspension. They can be knocked off, you know, away from the magnet just enough that you can't, you know, you're not getting any reading. I mean, it even did that on our regular two-wheeled bicycles, but not as much. On the trikes, you know, it's kind of a real problem. So, yeah, I do like this unit, the way it works. It doesn't have to have a sensor, you know, because it tracks by GPS. So, as far as that goes, I like it much better. Okay, we got to get across this killer intersection here. I'd say go, Joe. Yeah, University Village, Colorado Center. Yeah, we're going to cruise over here to Panera Bread. Give you a view of Pikes Peak there. Not too bad. A little bit of cloudiness today, but nice panorama. Hopefully you can see it. Like I said, I do wish this camera had a, you know, had at least a 2x telephoto lens. I guess the new 12, GoPro 12, I guess they actually have a, you know, like a multiplier lens that it hooks up to the camera. That would be nice, man. I mean, there's some times you'd really like to get more of a long distance view. This is a little area here, but we like Panera over here, so this is where we're gonna go. So we'll just take you all the way in, and then we're gonna have to go inside today because, like I said, it's too chilly outside even in the sun. And stay on this side, Joe. I don't know where she's going. Alright, so we'll get back with you afterwards. Alright. Thanks for coming along for the ride so far. Okay, we're back. Had a good hot tea in our brown bag peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and lunch, and yeah, we're back on the Greenway Trail. But we're not going to be on here long because we're going to be picking up the Cottonwood Trail, at least as far as Vincent Street, or actually it'd be the Vincent Frontage Road. And the creek down there, as you can see. You got the Indian motorcycle dealer over there across the street, or across the bridge. Okay, so we're going down to the Cottonwood Creek Trail. This goes under the bridge. Yeah. Well, like I said, it's a chilly day today, but we were thinking about making the ride short, but Joe brought up the point that we're not going to be able to get to ride for the next few days probably, so decided we'd go on a little further and just tough the chill out a bit. Yeah. So, of course, Joe's got e-assist, so she'll go up. This is a solid uphill grade. And that's the old highway bridge from the 1930s. It's not active anymore. I don't know when they closed it down, but it's been closed down for quite a few years. If you go across the bridge here, you continue under Vincent Street in a little tunnel, and you stay on the Cottonwood Creek Trail, but we're not going that far today because it's already 1:30, heading towards 2 o'clock. And you know, the sun's down pretty much by 4 o'clock. And we still have to get the trikes to the storage area and then walk home. We have a 1.2 mile walk back to the apartments. So we kind of have to I mean, we've got lights on our bikes, but we don't really like riding at night much. Night riding is just not our thing. Like I said, Joe got up the grade a little easier because of the e-assist. So now we're on the Vincent frontage road. Yeah. Gratuitous Joe Lynn shot here. The foothills back there. Over there's Pikes Peak, but it's kind of clouded up there, shaded, I guess you should say. So we not going to get a good view today. This is probably them clouds that supposed to be slowly coming in, because tomorrow isn't going to start out snow, but it's supposed to start out very cloudy, and then it's supposed to turn to snow. So we definitely won't be riding for, well, like I said, if those two weather fronts come right after each other, we're pretty close. We could be down for several days. Then what we have to do to go food shopping is we have two hand pull carts, and we go over to a little Safeway, which is only a half a mile away, and we get enough food to get us to where, you know, the trails and the streets are clear enough, and the temperature is decent enough that we can get to Walmart. Well, we don't really go to Walmart. We go to a Walmart neighborhood marketplace. Yeah. They're a lot more friendly there than the regular Walmarts. Sometimes the regular Walmarts can get kind of stupid on you. You know, you're in there shopping, you're spending $200, you know, or darn near, and they're complaining because one of us is sitting out there watching our trikes, you know. It's really stupid. We've had to we've actually gotten apologies from the store manager at the store on 8th Street, because they were being really stupid. Joe was out there waiting, you know, by the bike rack, nowhere near the front doors. People in their damn glass. They got to break glass. We can't figure out what it is that people got to break glass. And but yeah, you know, she's out there waiting by the bike rack, nowhere near the front doors. And the store manager and the security person just started hassling her about being there. And, you know, she told him, look, my husband's inside, he's shopping for food. And they didn't want to hear that. They had a policy where you know, you can't be there more than 15 minutes. I said, well, you know, it takes me 45 minutes to shop. So we ended up having to call I ended up calling a Walmart corporate in Bentonville, Arkansas, and I mean, I chewed on a customer service rep. I chewed hard, and we got a full apology from the local store manager. But we rarely ever go back to the 8th Street store. The manager here at the marketplace, you know, we rolled up and we told him, look, you know, we're here to shop for food every week, and you know, but it takes me 45 minutes to shop. I'm an old man, and so my wife is going to be out there guarding the trikes, because these things are not cheap and we can't afford to buy any more, you know, different ones. So and they had no problems at all. It's like, okay, no sweat. In fact, it looked at us like, well, what's the problem? I said, well, we got the police sicked on us at the 8th Street Walmart, because she was waiting by the bike rack, nowhere near the doors. Sorry, the transitions jumping up and down a bit. But yeah, you know, it's just crazy. You know, we weren't ordering, we were shopping. I spent over $200 that day, you know. Completely filled our trailer and all of our bags, you know, our saddle bags or panniers, whatever you want to call them, that we have on the trikes. And all Joe was doing was guarding the trikes. I mean, it's so stupid. I understand that homeless people like to hang around, but you can tell we're not homeless. You will not see a homeless person on a trike, okay? They can't afford them. Trikes are not cheap. Even used trikes are not cheap. You're looking at $1,000 at a minimum. So it's just a totally stupid thing, you know? Gonna have a bit of filtered sunshine is what we got right now, but you can already tell that the temperature's trying to drop. So we'll be heading back. I'm gonna stop here briefly and shut the camera off because the rest of this is really boring. And I can give you a good mountain shot of Pikes Peak here once I get past this light pole. All right. Okay. We'll get back to you. Okay, we're back. We're just about ready to turn off the Pikes Peak Greenway back onto the Templeton Gap. It's getting to be around 2:30 in the afternoon, and it is starting to get pretty darn chilly. So we're gonna head back to the storage area, get back to the house before dark. Back to the apartment before dark. So we gotta cross back over the old beat up bridge here. I don't know if they'll ever decide to fix this puppy or not. It could use it, that's for sure. It's one of the older style with the, you know, the regular wood boards, and they've really let it go. It's very bumpy. Transition off of this bridge onto the trail is even worse. Okay, at least the trail's a little less bumpy. Not a whole lot, but a little less. Yeah, like I said, really appreciate y'all coming along for the ride. If you're new, welcome, and please think about subscribing. We'd love to have you. And if you're one of our subscribers, bless your little heart. And we really appreciate you guys and gals. We don't make any money off of this channel. And you know, this is just strictly for fun. A bit of an incline here, so I gear down a bit. I'll gear down one more. It's really funny. This is kind of like a 3-hump hill, you know, and it doesn't look like a whole lot, but this last one, man, this thing will hit. It hit big numbers on the grade meter. Okay, yeah, this one here. You can tell where Joe is, you know, how tall this thing is. Yeah, let's see. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 14, 15, like 15.3 on the grade. At one point. There's not too many. Luckily, it's very short. Short-lived, you know. Thank goodness, because boy, I gotta tell you, it would not be easy to haul me and this trike up a 15% grade for like a long period of time. I'd have to drop it down in a granny and just crawl along at 2 or 3 miles an hour. Joe could do better with the assist, but even then, the rear hubby assists are not as strong for doing the hills as the inline e-assist, but the inline e-assist systems are a lot harder on the drivetrain. I'm going to stop up here and get a drink real quick. That's what Joe's waiting for me for. That, and Joe's just a nice person. She waits for me at the top of hills and stuff. Yeah, much better. We carry 2 24-ounce bottles of water, so we got plenty of water, and we'll fill them up if we think we need to, you know, when we stop for our either hot or iced tea. Oops, I gotta be careful here, I'm going the wrong way with my gearing, so kick that up a bit. There we go. Howdy. And but yeah, this is the Templeton Gap Trail. This is the newer concreted part. This used to be beat up old asphalt. Actually, for a while it was actually still dirt. But they finally did it, and they've got all these they call them cottages built. In the last, it took them about 4 years though to build them. Well, 3 years to build them, you know. I mean, they set, I guess they might have ran out of money at one time or something, because they sat half built for probably a year. I mean, there was nothing going on, and then all of a sudden, boom, everything was, you know, kicking buns again, and they finally finished them all. But they look like, like a double wide modular home, but they're actually 2 apartments per building, or 2 cottages, I guess they call them, per building for these bigger ones. They've got some smaller ones, and I don't know if that's 1 per or not. Most of them, you'd be living right next door to somebody, but that would be better than these ones up here, these double stackers, because I take it that's, an apartment above your head and then your apartment. And we know what that's like, because we live in a middle apartment right now. And the guy downstairs, bless his heart, is almost quiet as a church mouse. And you hardly ever hear him. But the guy upstairs, you'd swear he wears 10-pound steel-toed combat boots walking across the floor in the morning, you know. Guy has, I don't know, it's got to be a guy, because I just don't think a woman would walk that heavy. Yeah, we're going, got a big upslope here, but luckily we only have to go halfway up, so that really helps. And then we pick up the Cascade Street bike lane over to our storage area. So when we get to, we start on the Cascade Street bike lane, that's where I'm going to end my video. As you can see, it starts really going up here. You can see how angled Joe is from me.